many successive things that he did, his relationship to the Guptas. We told them the man is not, the changing of ministers of finance, absolutely insensitive to the markets. We told them remove him. Over and over again, they came to the house to defend him. And now they had to come to us and say, look, donate the motion to us. We couldn't do that. It would be unprincipled. It would be like them. We filed this motion in December. We filed in December before they reached the types of decisions that they've reached following Zuma's humiliation of them. So as soon as the judgment came out that said he must not elect the NDPP, but Cyril Ramaphosa must do so, immediately, it was even before the Constitutional Court gave us the impeachment judgment. We immediately said such a person cannot be a president. But over and over again, even in the beginning of the program of Parliament, they were willing to give him the State of the Nation address and have the motion of no confidence tabled after. So it's a party that's on its knees. It's a humiliated party. It's an embarrassed party. It's a party that must begin to think seriously as to whether it can still govern South Africa.
When you go to that parliamentary chamber tomorrow and you are asked for the reasons that you are bringing the motion of no confidence, what will you list?
We have already drafted. That's why we are saying to the ANC, what changes do you want? And they have to do with court judgments. They have to do with the most recent court judgments that I've said in relation to the charges, in relation to the appointment of the head of the NPA, in relation to all those things that are supposed to be presidential. The fact that he can't, for an example, elect a judge who must head the Commission of Inquiry, but the Chief Justice must give them actually one choice. So, and those are the things that we have listed in our motion, our draft resolution, which serve as a substance or serve as basis for a motion of no confidence. And that's really what we will be debating tomorrow. And you know, to give him some form of a benefit of the doubt, the reality is, what really are the reasons for the ANC's recall? Except at the moment, what we see are the uncontrollable ambition, careerist ambitions of Cyril Ramaphosa to become a president tomorrow. Because maybe he knows when the ballot hits in the general elections next year, it is not obvious that the ANC will win.
Tell me about these amendments that are being proposed. Has the ANC had a robust discussion with you on which direction it wants to take?
Well, it's typical of the ANC. They didn't have a robust discussion with us about the content of the motion. What they were asking is a donation of the motion, which is not possible in the rules. So they've said that they'll get back to us about what amendments they want. We are still to hear, as you saw in the programming committee debates or discussions, everybody, speaker after speaker, said, we don't want you to shock us tomorrow in the House. What are the amendments that you seek? Because everybody has had the privilege. The motion has been on the table since December. The draft motion has been on the table since December. They've all been open to seeing its content since December. But as you know, the Commander-in-Chief said at the press conference or the press briefing of all opposition parties, what we are really dealing with here is a sorry ANC shame. It's people who are not in control and who are desperate to regain that control. But the reality is a moral high ground of this magnitude cannot be regained through a careerist interest of one individual.
It's interesting because so long as the ANC is amending the motion or adding to it, it seems almost to be working in partnership with you. If it does not bring amendments, one has the impression that once again tomorrow you will bring the motion of no confidence and the party will simply vote with you, as it did not wish to do in the past.
Yes, that's the options. But you shouldn't think this as outside Parliament tradition. Motions are put all the time. They've got all the rights to propose amendments. They've done, it happens all the time that we agree with the EFF, but we'll just like to add a paragraph, or would like to change this and that wording. So that happens all the time. It's not outside of the traditions of Parliament. Anybody that has paid attention knows that. So that's why we are not agitated about it, because in substance, it is an EFF motion. On the record, Zuma would have been removed through an EFF motion of no confidence. It doesn't matter who amends it. It's an EFF motion.
I just have one last question for you regarding the individuals with whom you are negotiating now, or with whom you've spoken in the last few hours to make this motion a reality. You have had a serious rivalry with them in this Parliament for a great number of years. You've been kicked out, and many would argue you've been physically abused as members of the EFF in that Parliament. You're walking back into that Parliament, and all of a sudden the feeling must be quite different, given that now you are now cohering on this motion. How does that change the dynamics for you as an opposition party in that Parliament?
It makes us bigger human beings, makes us mature. It's the same decision of realizing a bigger interest of the people of South Africa, and we go and vote the DA in local government elections, the DA that we disagree with, that we don't think has the right policies, but to take the public purse, the people's money out of the hands of ANC kleptocrats. We went and did that. So even tomorrow, we're acting in the big interests of the people of South. We should be asking for vengeance. We should be reminding them of the beatings that they've given to us. We should be reminding them of the broken jaws of Mama Mashabela in Parliament, who was beaten and stepped over by men who are professional hooligans. But no, it's not about us. Otherwise, we'd be repeating the same problems of personality cult. It's not about us. We're servants of the people. At all times, we're prepared to be met at the collective interest of the people of South Africa. And it is in the collective interest of the people of South Africa that Zuma steps down yesterday.
Thank you so much for coming in to talk to us. A big day ahead in Parliament for your party tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
EFF spokesperson Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi joining us there.